This was my dream. May it guard me from evil.
This was my dream. May it guard me from evil.
I fell asleep in an abandoned parking lot, only to be awakened by what I can only describe as an ear in the sky. The ear transmitted magic frequencies, and here it was revealed to me that all deserts are one desert, diverse seas of sands linked by certain roiling frequencies and the butterfly effect. A shift in consciousness, deserted parking lot, affects a mirage on Mars. The parking lot is a valley of giant bones, picked clean by jackals radiating into the frequencies of the ear. I began to hear a rumble. Is that my own mumbling? I hear jumbling of bones popping into place, piecing themselves into drone bones, rattling and skeletal. They bow low before me to do their bidding. I look up to the skies, but who am I? A wino to be given this army of bones to serve me.
To do their bidding.
Behold, the wino all swallowed in the glittering sands of linen. Thousands of yards of elegant silver. The glory of the desert dead. Behold, the wino is a mummy. Behold, the wino with a slaughtered child. The ear continues to transmit, and the light refracts. And the parking lot teems with an army of skateboarders. Am I awake, or are those my same bony constituents? All deserts are linked by frequency shifts, but the skateboarders transmit one reality, and the drone bones another. Who will survive?
Am I awake, or are those my same bony constituents? All deserts are linked by frequency shifts, but the skateboarders transmit one reality and the drone bones another. Who will survive?
Fric. Fric. Crick, alpha, for a fast AFR Frothy Garfic, Air Carrier Fire Kayak, Eric for Farafar, Rick Crick Frick FFF. Frick Rick. Recricka ick. Frick raw error. Era raw arc. Arcara. Errora. Freakereth. Erica. Reed Creek Cry Crick. Fick. A for far, a for fast. Cook Akfak. Akuska. Kofika Kakai. Ifacrack. Krafikaka. Faka. Frakrafika. If for Ryakark. Farkiak. If. Ryakakarak, Kakaka, chakaka, Hafric. Kafra. Akakarik. F. Fakarikarik. Alpha Rukakakarif Krikfaria. Far. Karkariak Rack. Eofrafik for Farah. Fakikafa. Fracky Kakakakaha, Rafika Farka, Arf,
in the life, in the life, living in the life, in the life.
For black man, for black man, for black man who love man. Mama, you know some go out alone at night time. Mama, me I wear cologne, tight up pants, and gold chain, looking for man willing to come back to my house, to my house, to my house, to my house. I'm not afraid of them, man, yeah. Although some of them are killer for people like me. Me learn say there is no mercy for black, 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 for black man who love man like me love man.
We're living in the life. Oh, yeah, living in the life.
No but a shame for me and for how me live. Me choose to live with the tribe of warrior and outlaw. And no but I feel so you feel your motherhood test or that my life no come to nothing because no woman can give me this life when I have here so. Anyway, if one of them night here, me out a walk and me find freedom in the town here, me I take my tribe with me and I'm going to bring her down here and you will never miss confetti and bridesmaid.
Living, oh yeah.
Black for black for black for black for black for black for black.
Living,
Black for black for black for black for black for black.
living in the life. Oh,
Black man who love man like me love man.
in the life, in the life, in the life.
Black for 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 black Black man who love man.
Living.
Black man who love man.
Living.
Black man who love
Living
man.
in the light. Living.
Black man who love man. Like
Oh,
me love man.
yeah. Living
Black man who love man.
in the light, living in the light. You gotta be living in the light, living in the light. You gotta be living in the light, living in the light. You gotta be living.
Black man who love man.
Yeah, in the light, in the light, living in the light, living in the light.
Black man who love man. Like me love man.
This is a story of Grand Baba Tami. Listen to the MC, fired at fantasy. He owned a cafe on Morocco's Bay, North Africa's shore. You wanna know more? Place of gathering for locals and locals, for luckies and weirdos, decolonial, queer, artists, intellectual. A utopian cafe on Morocco's Bay, where book swapping met music listening, minty drinking and shisha smoking, and let's not forget poets and gay cruising.
Gay cruising, gay cruising, gay cruising, gay cruising.
Café Half, We Between, Kenitra, Intenja, j'inspire, les chichas, j'expire, les fablas, j'inspire, cet endroit, j'expire, les alias. Jumping in time, set up les fleurs. Minty sipping, I'm fine, I'm extra beurre. Self-learning, Derija getting closer. Soul searching, Ifrika, twin ancestor. Home to the misfits, close to step bit. Can't get a grip slip, mark and time glitch.
Homo, 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 homo romantisme et chicha. Homo, 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 homo romantisme et chicha.
Hachichi rap, je kiffe ça. Hip-hop et sap, Matrix, moi. Rappel un peu tardif, chat. Rebelle mais pas natif, moi. Kamel Amlou fictif, là. Jamel Safiou passif, gars. Le Sar, Walla, Djellaba. Atayege binana.
Atayege binana. Homo, homo, homo romantisme et chicha.
Fags with swagger, drugs with chatter. We kill our rappers, we shisha suckers. We blow in winter, we blow in summer. Suckers. We supreme toppers, we swallow sweeter. We keteb swappers, we connect deeper. We clever smokers, burras sharers. Progress hackers, we hunters. Music lovers, deeply stranger. Suckers. Decolonial planners. Non-linear thinkers. Suckers. Suckers. Home to the misfits, close to step bit. Can't get a grip slip, mark and time glitch. I time travel like a hero marvel. I'm a Zamel sequel, an Arab prequel, both male and female. I circle time like a running camel, coming down the jebel, coming down the jebel. I circle time like a rushing gazelle, coming down the jebel, coming down the jebel. Coming down the jebel. It echoes my own life. It echoes my own life. I'm queer royalty, I'm turning 50. I'm son and daddy, my ass is ready. I'm rough and fancy, I'm butch and shorty. Nike and Gucci, bitch and funky. Switch and nerdy, tenders and minty. Crackers and brownie. I'm a gender puzzle, extreme level in a social struggle. Unseen hassle, let's get some. Smoke screen, trouble. Smoke screen, trouble.
Male hose, male hose, et belle rose. It echoes my own life. Hot rose, my own spice. Un beso, cell phone ties. Suis chaud, hormone highs. Smoke screen, trouble. Homo, romantisme et chicha. Homo, romantisme et chicha.
Café Hall, we between Kenitra and Tenjan. J'inspire les chichas, j'expire les fablas. J'inspire cet endroit, j'expire les alias.
I can't say that I really know my father, nor can I say that he assumed his paternal responsibilities. He never contributed to my needs, either materially or emotionally. When I asked my mother about it, she said she didn't expect him to do it either. Était-ce par fierté qu'elle le disait? En tout cas, she used to say, your father is your grandfather. Recently, she started saying that my father is a good man. I don't understand. I really don't understand how you can call a man good if he doesn't take his responsibilities as a father. En réalité, it was my grandfather, Ferdinand Noel, my mother's father, who played the role of father to me. He's been there for me in every way possible, and I'm grateful to him for that. Accidentellement, I am the only one of my father's biological children who doesn't carry his surname. My grandfather was always present in my life. I wasn't yet born when my grandfather left his city home, Mirebalais, where he lived with my grandmother La Merci Jean, to settle in the countryside of Mirebalais on his parents' land. They left the city home to the two daughters, my mother Lucie and her sister Ilomene. The son had already left home and started their own family, except for the youngest, Joseph, who was still a teenager and went to school. My grandfather was a great farmer, owning a lot of land and many animals: oxen, horses, donkeys, sheep, goats, pigs, chickens, dogs, cats, and many more. My grandparents had 7 children, including 2 daughters. They gave 1 or 2 animals to each of their grandchildren. I had a horse and a pig. Mon grand-père veillait toujours à ce que son entourage se porte bien. Il donnait des terres à ses enfants et prêtait ou donnait des terres aux gens pour qu'ils puissent cultiver et subvenir aux besoins de leur famille. Il intervenait dans les conflits locaux, s'efforçant de maintenir la paix entre tous. They nicknamed him Commissaire for his role as mediator and protector. Mirebalais takes its name from the large quantity of animals the early French found there, reminding them of the little country called Mirebalais in Poitou, where some of them were probably born, according to Moreau de Saint-Méry. I remember there were always lots of people coming to buy animals from my grandfather. Comme les moutons n'étaient pas attachés, ils s'échappaient souvent pour aller se promener dans la nature et entraient parfois dans les champs des voisins. Ces derniers prétendaient que les moutons ravageaient leurs récoltes, n'hésitaient pas à les tuer à la première occasion. They would then call my grandfather to come and get them. But far from resenting them, he shared the meat with them. My grandfather sometimes went out in the afternoon to drink his rum in a bar not far from the market where my grandmother sold the meat. Sometimes he came home a little tipsy, which made him a little harsh on my grandmother, angry. He would refuse to eat the food prepared by his wife. However, if it was his daughter, my mother, who served him the same meal cooked by my grandmother, il le mangeait sans rechigner. Quel comédien, mon grand-père! Ma grand-mère, une femme douce et attentionnée, exerçait le commerce en se chargeant de distribuer ses marchandises, notamment de la viande et les récoltes d'exploitation de leurs terres chez les commerçants dans plusieurs régions du centre du pays. When she went to Port-au-Prince, she always brought back gifts for her children. My mother still vividly remembers her gifts: makeup, beauty accessories, clothes, and above all, a doll that my grandmother brought her from Port-au-Prince. She still talks about it today. So precious is this memory to her. She often says, if my mother were still alive, she would do this and that she would still look after her with such care and love. And I say to her, Lucy, logically, your mom can still be alive today. Bien sûr, nous aimerions tous que notre maman soit toujours à nos côtés pour partager un câlin et apaiser nos chagrins. Une maman reste toujours présente dans nos souvenirs et dans nos cœurs, ça c'est clair. I love my grandparents very much. I call my grandfather Papa, my grandmother Maman, and my mother by her first name, Lucy. I think almost of their grandchildren did the same, with the exception of a few. Mon grand-père est mort du cancer de la prostate when he was around 70, and my grandmother died when she was around 90. My grandparents' home was a place rich in family memories, and each place told a story from my childhood. Playtime in the yard, bonding with my cousins, natural work, a visit to other family members in the neighborhood, juicy mangoes, corn roasted over the kitchen fire, fresh goats and cold milk, picnic and swimming with my mother and her friends at the river. It was all part of my past. I also remember listening to the stories to my grandmother, to my grandfather, Euclid. The house was full of warmth and life. I used to go there very often, and I miss those moments enormously today. As I've been living abroad for a very long time, I've now lost almost all contact with my cousins and the rest of the family, except to a few of their children, whom I've met through social networks. The last time I went back was with my husband shortly after we met. My grandmother was still alive at that time. She passed away a few months before my daughter Carmen was born. My grandparents' house was rather simple and rustic, like most country homes with the bare essentials. It stood at the top of a hill, at the heart of a vast estate with ample space for granaries for crops, a large traditional kitchen, and enough space for all the animals. I remember how endless the land seemed to me. Juste à l'entrée de la maison se trouvait un grand campèche, un arbre reconnaissable à son bois très dur et lourd d'un brun foncé que l'on appelle aussi bois de sang en raison de sa sève rouge et foncée. À quelques mètres de là, tout autour se dressaient de nombreux arbres dont les noms m'échappent aujourd'hui, ainsi que des bosquets épars. Cet endroit, dans mes yeux d'enfant, ressemblait à une véritable forêt. When we went into the woods with my cousins, I was always afraid of coming across snakes. Once, when I was maybe 5, my cousin Toto even wrapped a big snake around his waist to scare us. He was afraid of nothing, just like his father Belotes, my mother's brother. Toto was born of a first marriage. When his mother left his father, I think he came to live with our grandparents. He always showed courage, even in the most difficult times. But as he grew into adulthood, his courage vanished. He depended heavily on my mother to provide for his family. Further into the woods, if memory serves me correctly, il y avait une petite source d'eau qui jaillissait d'un rocher. We went there to draw water. Behind it, off to the left, were a few plots of land that my grandfather had given to the locals or people from neighboring villages to cultivate. Further on, there was a large sugarcane field. A little further on, after crossing another wood, was the house of the fourth son, Belotes, Toto's father, whom everyone called Tibe. He lived there with Olga, the woman he had remarried to, and their 4 children. He died at the age of 80. A few years later, long time after the grandmother's death, about 15 years ago, Belotes, who already had Ougan powers, founded a peristyle, a lacou, on the grandparents' property, car il était devenu un Ougan à part entière. Le vaudou pour les membres de ma famille est une question d'héritage. Est-ce les frères maîtresse la frère, les frères est-ce je dois manger mon atoa. Innocent, bon Dieu va garder nous. Est-ce les frères Somewhere on the land where my grandparents lived, there was a green area with very tall trees in the middle of which a small river sang. My grandparents' worker used to take the animals there to drink. I often went swimming there with Euclid and my cousin. We often fished for crayfish. Euclid was a young, distant cousin of my grandmother who lived with them. All the cousins who were probably between 12 or 14 wanted to have their first love affair with her, but she wouldn't let them. Nevertheless, I think she eventually gave in to some of them. On her way to the river to wash clothes or fetch water for the yard's many needs, she often sang a naughty song about a couple who tore a young girl's panties because he wanted to do naughty things with her. The girl who had to fetch water promised to give him what he wanted a little later after she finished going about her business. I sang this song with Euclid without understanding its meaning. It was only much later, as an adult, que j'ai vraiment compris la signification des mots. I found the song in Guadeloupe and other Caribbean countries with a few variations in the lyrics. It just goes to show how much we share a common heritage with the whole Caribbean region. Euclid also told us trans spirit stories. She told us of a beautiful, fair-skinned woman with long hair who lived underwater. According to legend, this woman would sometimes emerge from the water to bath, wash her long hair, and comb her hair by the river. She told us that this creature could grab us and take us with her underwater, where there was apparently a parallel world full of treasures and inhabitants. We'd only come out after 101 days, and when you came back, you either came back rich, loaded with treasure, or you came back dead like a zombie. Freda, maîtresse la frère. Les frères Azuli hoje, Dio manger mon ato, innocent, mon Dieu va garder nous, maîtresse la frère, les frères Azuli frère, les frères Azuli hoje. Coming up the main road to my grandparents' house, we first found the house of Apollon, one of their sons. He lived there with his wife and their 3 children. He left school at an early age to become a farmer. Between Apollon's house and that of my grandparents, there was a large plot of land dotted with a few trees and bordered by groves. About 20 years ago, ma mère y a fait planter une dizaine de cocotiers. Apollon died young when I was about 4 or 5. Encore un peu plus loin se trouvait la maison du premier fils de mon grand-père qu'il a eu avec une autre femme avant son mariage avec la grand-mère. Désiré, another of their sons, lived in the town with his wife and 2 daughters. Il travaillait au bureau de l'électricité d'Haïti dans la ville de Mirebalais. He was very close to his 2 sisters. At one point, after leaving his first wife, he came to live with his second partner at the home of his 2 sisters. He showed great respect for his sisters and spent a lot of time playing with us children. He died young of neck cancer. The youngest, Joseph, whom everyone called Joe, still lived with my grandparents, as he was still at school. He became a soldier, then married a girl he'd known since childhood. They live in the city of Mirebalais and had 2 children, a girl and a boy of whom I am a godmother. Years later, he left the army to set up his own business and began traveling back and forth to the United States. It seemed he had another child with one of his mistresses. Joe died a few years ago at the age of 50. Opposite Apollon's house was that of the first son of the mariage, Annual, with his wife and 3 children. I think he was a farmer. He died of malaria. Autour de sa maison se trouvaient celles des différents grands-oncles, grand-tantes avec leurs familles, des cousins et cousines éloignés et bien d'autres encore. It seems to me, at that time, only our family lived in the whole environment. One of my great uncle, Temilien, was a Ougan who lived right next door to Uncle Anwal. He had a laku on his property where people from the locality and even more far to serve the loi de spirit, qui sont les intermédiaires entre le grand créateur et les humains sur la terre. They evoke them, make requests or sacrifice. The locals always had a good reason to visit him. I remember my aunt Ilomen, a great voodoo practitioner, took me and her children to his house for a ritual. My mother didn't know about that. It was there that I witnessed my first voodoo ceremony. I was probably 8 years old. Julie, nanano, Julie, nanano. Ouais, son petit m'a pu monter. C'est moi-même, loi Gaza. Julie, Julie, nanano. Julie, nanano. Moi, son petit m'a pu monter. C'est moi-même, loi Gaza. Général Jean-Baptiste, oui, parraine. La moitié rentrée dans le caille, là. Oui, parraine. Moi, toutes mesdames, y a genoux. Chapelet, yon nan men, yo. Y a pe plein, y a misère, yo. Moi, toutes mesdames, y a genoux. Chapelet, yon nan men, yo. Y a pe roule, magie, yo. Hey. Hey, Julie, nanano. Hey, Julie, nanano. Moi, senti ma pe monter. C'est moi-même, loi Gaza. Vodou si la, vodou kamayaka. La rosée fait banda, tout temps soleil pas levé. La rosée fait banda, tout temps soleil pas levé. Vodou si la, vodou kamayaka.
Oh Thank you.